Hey everybody, Deeper Mossy here, bringing guys another game. This time I'm playing with a whole group of my friends. Everyone on my team is my friend. It was great times. We have AP Soraka mid. We have Darius Garen for the lethal bot lane. We have Jungle Jarvan, and we have Judgment Kale. It's going to be some fun times. We're going against a Volley and Ez, a Zillion, Shen Jungle, which is decent, and an AP Nidalee. Now, I do hope you guys enjoy this game. We had a lot of fun playing this game. Basically, Tempest Rider and I got stuck bot lane, and we're like, meh, we don't need to do the meta. We're going to do something silly. So I'm like, team spin to win, and we have team spin to win. So we're going to basically start off, what we said we were going to do, actually, is first person to get a kill actually was going to be the carry for our team. So we ended up basically just trying to out-farm each other, but we kind of just let it go where he could farm better, because I knew Garen was probably going to have a little bit of an easier shot, especially if he got kills first, and he's going to be a little bit tankier than I am, and if I can hide in the bush and keep them away with my hook, it would just overall be better, because I could hook in, he could Q spin, and I spin, and we should pretty much get a kill there. So I don't really see too many volleys top like my last two videos, so this will be my second video to have another volley top in it, but we had some fun in this game. Let's gonna speed this up a bit.
30 seconds until minions
Let's let the
spawn.
directed camera. Volley saying he speaks bear.
Minions have spawned.
Traditional start. Jarvan starting off with wolves, getting a little bit of help from everybody. Now Tempest and I are just kind of figuring out what we should actually do, and I'm like, screw it, we need to get in this Bob Bush, get some serious damage at level 1, because we are definitely stronger than Ez, Zillion. Both really squishy people. We figured Ez was going to actually do some poking into this bush, but he never actually does. So Garen comes out, he gets a spin, he does some good damage, and then I Q for good half his life, it seems. So Ez already knows the way this game's going to be going for him, and it's not going to be too much in his favor. Now I did start with a ward and 2 pots, and I put my ward down early because I figure Shen will be able to taunt. If he taunt ganks us, we're more or less dead. There's not much we can actually do there. Dark and Evil Shadow, again, a pretty good damage down the mid there on Soraka. Getting Nidalee, just that little bit of extra damage. Now that was pretty cool. If you notice, Garen's trigger finished, but as it blinked away, but it still did the damage. It's still pretty cool that that works. Just putting some bleed on him. Now with that potion, he's going to be able to negate my bleed right now, but it's not too big a deal. Now Nidalee's more or less getting zoned. Soraka is just star calling like a boss. I have the bomb on me, and I'm just standing. Zillion really doesn't do too much damage if you build him support. Like, if you build a more AP support... Ooh, we get the gank down mid. Do not think that Soraka's going to make it through this one. And then we get the spear for first blood. So first blood does go to the purple team. We are not disheartened whatsoever. Now we have to be careful because we know, as in Zillion, if we let them farm, are going to outscale us completely. But if you look, they have a combined 5 CS right now compared to Garen's 13 and my 1. So we're staying pretty even right now. Basically what we're doing, we're just trying to push up, make sure it's really hard for him to farm at tower. Jarvan trying to get the kill, decides to back off instead. A lot of people up top by Baron. Not looking like anything's gonna come of it though. See, we know we're a tankier team, so we're just gonna try to out-farm Mitch. Garen passive with shield is really strong because it's just even more health regen on top. Just pinging to say that I know they put a ward in there. It's gonna almost be gone. Our jungler was just asking to make sure so he doesn't go through the wrong bush. Now I do level my Q like I normally would, but I do end up maxing my hook as my second ability just because I find it's going to be stronger overall if I can reduce that cooldown. Now I get the double pull in here. Not much we could really do there. I should have waited a little bit longer. Bad play on my part. I didn't really get my team getting in close enough to really take advantage of it. Now you've noticed we're so tanky down bot that there's not much Ez can really do to stop us. Soraka's getting her Star Call poke off. Zillion's putting points in the bomb, but I really just feel as if he's super weak. Like, he's only got 11 AP. It's not really too exciting. Tempest Rider is a little bit higher than me just because I did have to go out of lane a couple of times to ward. Let's take a look at our gold totals. Now the only kill that has really gone down is Soraka on Nidalee, so we're going to link them together. We'll link them together. Darius. Perfect. So, I don't get what's going on there, but alright, so we're pretty even top. Actually, we're dead even top, more or less. Jungle, Shen is actually a little bit in the lead because he does have that assist. Soraka is 400 gold back, which is to be expected after getting first blooded. Ezreal's down 400 gold, but Zillion is up 200 on me. So he's got his gold per 5 runes and everything. And they just did seal blue buff, but from what I remember, it doesn't last too long. Now Garen does go back and end up buying a ward for us, so I'm not getting too gold starved. Now I do get some health regen just to make sure. Ice Monkey Star. We get the toss up by Volley. Volley is pretty strong because he does have that ultimate. Unfortunately, it looks like Ice Monkey's going to go down. We get a heal by Soraka, but it's just not enough to do. We're not strong enough yet to really play with these guys under tower. We're hoping to get level 6 ASAP. As soon as we get level 6, that means we can go dunk. We get the hook and dunk! Now, the funny thing about that was that actually did refresh my ultimate, even though I did not get the kill. So that does work out. Garen does get our first kill, so that definitely makes me support for our little game, but the only way you support on Darius is by building more damage. Now we're going to get another dive over here. Ezreal trying to stay around, and then we get another dunk by Garen. Who said Denoxia and Noxus couldn't work together? So now Garen is up 57 to 23 in farm. I'm at 2 assists, so you can see the gold shifting per se. Like, I'm only up 100 gold, but Garen is now up 1200 gold on Ezreal. Now Soraka has managed to catch up to Nidalee. Shen is still 400 gold over our Jarvan, and Volibear is actually losing to Kayle. So we have a pretty strong game going. Now we do get another gank onto Soraka, but Soraka should be getting away. She is under tower, but that Nidalee Spear too OP. Taunt Nidalee Spear is a really strong combination. Now I do go back and I build a Philo Stone. Now we get a long sword and giant spell and Tabi from Garen. And there's not much that could really go. Now I do get a kill onto Zillion there. Now my ult is down because I did set up that Garen dunk. Because remember, Garen is percent of life missing, or damage for each life missing, where Darius's is just a flat true damage based off of bleeds and attack damage. Like, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it can do a maximum of 355 if I have full stacks at this point. Now Volibear is trying to catch our Kayle. Kayle does turn around and fight. Kayle should be auto-attacking just because she has the range now on him. Now she's going to run out, and he's just going to be able to beat her face in. Now he's just going to go nom nom nom, and there's not much she could have done there. If she needed to use her Righteous Fury a little bit stronger. It's one of those things where I know she was worried about the W to get the bite off, but at that point, if she would have kept attacking, that would have been a dead volley for staying around. Let's see. Now I am kind of low on life. I had taken a lot of damage. Not as tanky as Garen currently, because Garen can hit W and reduce like 20% damage, because, you know, that's what Garen likes to do. Yeah, he has 20% on his passive, just magic resist and armor increased. So, it can get pretty silly on Garen. Then is active, gains defensive shield for 2 seconds, reducing all incoming damage by 30% and granting 30% to crowd control. Now Nidalee is fighting under tower, which is really strong, but we do get another spear going to kill Soraka. Both their team is really low, and I do have my ult up. Garen did use his ult, but unfortunately just wasn't enough damage. Volibear going in on Kayle. Kayle needs to run away here. There's not much she can do about it. Nidalee is trying to get away, and she pretty much does. You can't really chase a Nidalee. It doesn't usually work out in your favor. So what we got here is she is still losing top lane, but she is farming slightly better. Shen is still 400 gold up. Nidalee is gaining 600 gold. Both Garen and I are out farming the AD carry, who's actually only 200 gold over. Now we do get a Shen in here, so I need to back off. Garen does come in and play a little bit of cover for me, just to make sure I do not die. Demacian covering Denoxian's back. Once again, Kayle goes in. She does get that heal off. I don't know why she stopped moving, but Volium did not luckily take advantage of it. Now, Ezreal is up to 42 farm, but Garen is just at 94. Now I go back and I buy 2 longswords just to get a little bit of extra damage and an extra ward. Italy goes in on Soraka. Just get a little bit of poke damage. Soraka again, that full heal pretty much off, or just her normal heal. Shen's taking his red buff. Garen pushing down that tower. There's not much they can do about it. I throw the ward down the dragon just so we can have an eye on it. Shen gets in here. We do get the ult off by Kale. She does get stunned though, and she goes down to Shen. Now one of the reasons we push this tower out is because we need to be able to start roaming, because the rest of our team are pretty much losing lane. We only more or less won lane because I think Zillion just did not know what to do against this matchup. Just so much damage. This Foley's passive takes over, and you know he's not going down to that tower now.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Garen runs up to Volibear, does some pretty good damage, but get the Shen taunt to actually keep him away from Volley for sure. Getting a lot of damage on, because he does have that Sunfire cape now. He spins, and he decides to back off because it is 2 people under their tower, so it's like 3-on-1 right there. Now I am taking on Ezreal and Zillion bot. There's not a lot I can actually do. Ez basically just farms creeps with his ult. Not much. Now they do go in for the dive here. Not much I can do. I see Zillion going. He gets dunked. Here comes Kareem coming in for the dunk. Nice little alley-oop set up by Kareem, but he gets the kill, so it's all good. We get 2 more kills and assists. And we get a Denoxia there, because that definitely was internation cooperation. Garen's being boss. He doesn't give a crap what Volley thinks. He's like, I'm Garen. Don't matter. Oh, I'll take the tower shot. You can't do anything against it. I have red buff, and I'm tanky as hell. So I end up pushing this wave up pretty far. I'm gonna go back. Let's see. I had 3,000 gold, so I did just buy a Phage to make sure I got a little bit of extra damage out here. And the Jarvan does get the EQ, but she was just out of range to actually get the knock up. Soraka ends up failing a flash there, but not too big a deal. There wasn't, I don't think, too much that would have changed with that. So I think Jarvan was too far away to actually have capitalized on it. Now I tanked the spear, really because I just wanted to see how much damage she could actually do to me. Garen comes in. I did not expect him to come in that fast. He's going her too. Shen does come in here. I get the pull off, and then we get pulled. Fortunately, I'm just a dumbass and just get eaten by Volibear. Garen's still like, I do not freaking care about you guys. I'm Garen. I'm gonna spin, you're gonna die, and that's the way it's gonna be. The Volley does go right in on this tower, and there's not much we can actually do to stop it. Garen's doing his damnedest, but I think those minions would eventually have just gotten it. We do get a tower top because everyone left Kale by herself. Jarvan going in for Volley, but decides to turn around last second. Garen needs to hit R, but he just can't with that nice clutch speed up by Zillion. Nice job. Now Garen has issues. It's 4-on-1. If he gets taunted, he dies. And there's the taunt. The shield, though, by Soraka with the heal. But unfortunately, Nidalee does get that spear in the auto attack in there to get the kill for the shutdown onto Garen. Now we get a silly amount of engage going on in here. We got Shen and Nidalee going for our Jarvan. Nidalee is going to have some issues here. Soraka has her sights on her, and Starcall get the shutdown there. Now the rest of their team basically shows up. Nidalee being down. Soraka is just going to run in there. Looks like we got a zillion ult going off to save Shen. Kayle does come in and ult herself. Then we get another kill from Kayle. Garen comes in to force Ezreal out of that fight, and he just explodes. I do come in and get the hook on the Volibear, and we get a dunk on the Volibear. Now Garen and I are seeking blood. We want more. Unfortunately, Zillion does get the kill onto... I thought Zillion got a kill there. He did. I forget who he killed, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? And we get a nice Denoxia there to put an end to the time madness. We are slightly ahead in gold from that mass amounts of damage that was just happened there. We're gonna speed this up a little bit to be for our next team fight. I am running around throwing down some wards, trying to do as best I can. Garen does come in here to steal this red buff, because nothing's scarier than Garen with a red buff. Maybe Garen with a blue buff, but that's just silly. Now we do get that mid tower finally. Garen putting some poke out. Now we get a good hook onto everybody. Shen does get the taunt off to try to keep his people alive. Now unfortunately he is going, there's an ult, and that's a dunk to cancel that ult. Now I am getting chased. We do get the ultimate off on me, so I'm going to come back in and go back for more. That was a hell of a lot of teamwork just to kill the volley, but we kept him so he wasn't going anywhere. Jarvan and Garen are just going to be like, look, we're tanky, you guys are just going to have to deal with it. Now we get the ace there. I do end up going back because I have almost no life at that point. I do go back and I finish my own Sunfire Cape. So Garen and I's first two items are looking pretty similar.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Now gold-wise, we do have Garen with 2,278 altogether. I'm at 64. We are crushing their bot lane. There's not much they could have done about it. Now Soraka did finally take the lead over to that AP Nidalee. And so did Jarvan's barely in the lead, but it's a lead. And we still have Kayle who's trailing just a bit behind that Volibear. But at this point in the game, we have a 6-1-6 Garen and a 4-1-5 Darius. So we're super strong. The only problem is if that Ezreal starts becoming useful, we are going to have some issues. Now we get the nice bait in here. Now Garen does get down. We have 3 people on. Garen stops, turns around. We get a nice little bit of poke. Unfortunately, he does mess up that combo a little bit. Shen does go over this wall. I blow flash, and they kind of go the wrong way. We kind of herp-a-derp that one. Now Nidalee does get some awesome spears off for some huge damage. There is 4 of them there, and there's only the one of us. Now Garen is taking some damage. I step in there and block that spear barely. Shen does come in thinking he's this good idea, but he gets ulted. There's not much you can do about a Garen ult with a Righteous Fury right there. It's just not gonna do much. We get the Zillion called out. There's not much you get. We get a Denoxia. We get a pull onto Volibear. Volibear gets dunked. And we're chasing down the Ezreal. Now Soraka is keeping that Nidalee at bay. Everyone dodges the spear there. That is a nice ward placement not to get hit by the tower. Shen does get in there. He doesn't really take much damage, but it is enough to push us away. What we're gonna do is we're gonna follow this around. Looks like we're gonna go get our first dragon of the game. I do take over tanking duties. The whole team is here, so we are going to be doing a lot of damage. But Jarvan does get called out a little bit here. I do come back in trying to draw some attention off of Jarvan, which it does kind of work out to an extent. We get Soraka ult. Now, unfortunately, the whole team just kind of gets melted here. I try to run away, but at this point I know I'm just going to die, so I'm just going to have to move away. I get thrown back in. There's not much I can do, especially after that taunt, so... Garen just takes no damage. Only problem is there is 5 of them. Now Nidalee does try to come in. Unfortunately, Garen does mistime his ultimate. Shen does go in there for using his ultimate. And they do end up backing off. We do provide a little bit of chase, but there's not too much we can actually do. I did see Voli go up to his red, so we end up trying to play with Voli, and we end up taking his red buff. Now Soraka gets called out here by Volibear. He runs up, Kale comes in for the slow, keeps going, and he gets dunked once again. Voli just doesn't have game. That's all it is. Get a nice head fake by Dark and Evil. The stalling by Kale, and just the overall power of Darius coming in and just beating his face. Shen's like, yo man, those are my golems. And Garen's like, nah man, they're mine. The Nidalee and Ez are pushing bot pretty hard, but we are pushing this top lane, and I am pushing mid lane. Jarvan does go in on the the Zillion.
Purple team's turret has been
I end up going back here just to make sure they don't get 2 towers out of it. I do end up getting home guard boots and a Hex Drinker here. Garen just leading the way like he's supposed to. Not much Shen could have done there. He was just stuck in one spot. Voli throws Garen over his shoulder like it's gonna do anything.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Getting a little bit of poke done on me, but not too much. Now we take an inhib here. They had to come back. Now, Ezreal is backing. We got a friggin' huge kill. Dark and Evil Shadow gets the kill on Voli this pair. No dunks onto him. Garen figures, maybe I should leave. I don't really have to, but Now, Nidley does try to deal with me, but her spears are kind of, you know, especially when you can see her, they're not going to be that hard to dodge. We have a 7-1 and 12 Garen now, and 6-2 and 6 Darius. Jarvan is 3-1 and 10 as well, and Kale is doing pretty well at 7-5 and 9. Soraka's got all the assists this game, 2-6 and 14. And should still be beating Nidalee, 9,000. Yeah, beat him by 900, so almost a K gold. But Garen and I are down here. We are really strong to push a late wave because we both have spin and we both have Sunfire Cape. So that is a lot of damage they have to contend with. Garen just stupid fast compared to me. When we get that Nidalee pulled out, he does go down. No dunks required. Get a lot of damage onto this tower. I get the pull and another dunk on the Volibear. There's 3 dunks on the Volibear.
Purple team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Jarvan just keeping them back. There's not much. There's another dunk on the Zillion. Zillion just can't do anything about it. The hook and another dunk goes on to Ezreal. But I do come back and do get that 1 extra kill on the Garen. But Garen, as you see, just beats me by 400 gold. But I did have that Philostone. Now I hope you guys did enjoy this game. I had a really fun time playing it. My buddies and I are also probably going to do some more fun games. We're hopefully going to build team of just dunks, and we're going to have Team Lakers for you guys. Hopefully I can bring you guys a good video of that. I hope you guys enjoy this. Please give me a thumbs up if you did like it, and drop me a comment if you want to see something special. Alright guys, have a great one.